area and perimeter. Well, this chapter only has 4 things in it. That makes it sound like I'm saying it's going to be easy. Well, it is going to be fairly easy, but the only topics are area, perimeter, volume, and surface area. But we got a lot of different shapes to do, so because there's so many shapes, then it's not quite as easy as it sounds. But we start with area and perimeter, the first 2 that hopefully you've seen enough times before that even if you don't remember right away, when I start writing, you go, oh yeah, I remember what that is. Perimeter. Does anybody remember, not the formulas yet, we'll get to formulas, but what does perimeter mean?
Like the outside?
Yeah, right, the outside. I'm going to try, he said it in one word, I'm just going to put it in I'm not going to make the sentence long, but I'm going to add a couple of words. I'm going to say the distance around an object, a shape. We got to be careful this time because there's different kinds of shapes we're going to be talking about. That is, we won't find the perimeter, really, of the Earth. The Earth, I don't know. Well, yeah, because it's such a weird-looking shape, it's hard to say what's the perimeter. Or you won't find, see this filing cabinet back here that's a rectangular prism. See this tall thing here? It's not easy to talk about perimeter of this thing. I got to be careful what I say and not just say the distance around an object. The distance around a flat object. And later on we'll say a two-dimensional. And two-dimensional means it can lie flat on a page. Is that for this lesson? No. It's because, like tomorrow, I'm going to start with volume and then things are 3D. Okay. Well, areas, this is a tough definition. In all the years of math, this is one of the toughest definitions. A lot of people know what area is. But to write down a sentence of what area means, I think I have a word available to help us. When we're talking about area, instead of a sentence, what kind of things are we talking about? Why would you ever care about area? Why would anyone care about area? Just in case you're like, I don't care about area. Well, why would anyone care about area? What kind of things could you be doing where you would care about the area of something? Did you say painting?
Or laying tile.
Yeah, painting and laying, painting's the perfect example. Laying tiles is also one. We'll talk about both those in a second. But painting is, you're talking about the surface now. We're not just going around the outside, we're talking about the whole surface. And tiles, well, look at the floor. This floor is tiled. Somebody came in here at some point and put down that square, then that one. Well, okay, I don't know for sure. Sometimes the tiles come in 4s, right? You put down 4 at a time. But you can see by the breaks, if you really look close, you see there's cracks between some of them? You can see that this wasn't all just laid down at once. There's a gap between those, and these were actual squares that were put down somehow. Well, if you're doing flooring, you care about area. It's difficult to write down that in a sentence, but I think I have a word. I think I have a word that will help. The space inside a 2D shape. Yeah, inside was the key word there. Inside. We're talking about the area of something. But I'm going to add to this just an example. So if you look at, we're talking about paint is the #1 example, I think, that helps people understand what area is. You're trying to cover something. Anybody have an application of perimeter? When would you care about the perimeter? When would you go around? Fence is then, again, this is why I said this lesson might be sort of easy to many of you because you may have seen this before. Once I start talking, you're like, I know what you're referring to. There's another one, is trim. I don't know if you ever looked at trim before, but they put them around, you see the bottom of the wall here? See this blue stuff they put up there? It's supposed to make the room look nicer. And most rooms you go into will have trim there. Some of them will even have, you look at your home when you get at home, some of them will have a trim along the ceiling there. This room doesn't, but some of them will have like a fancy trim that goes around. A lot of fancy houses have that trim. You definitely will see this on your floors though. Most houses have this around your floors, and sometimes they even put them around the doors. Yeah, it's supposed to look nice. I don't really get it, but it's what everybody does to their house. And that's perimeter. It goes around the outside. But fence is a good example. You want to fence around the outside of your house. Okay, does that all ring a bell? So, we jump right into an example. James is doing some work in his backyard. His backyard has the dimensions given. He wants to fence the entire yard. Fence, immediately fence. How much fencing will he need? I suggest the highlighter method when doing fence, because perimeter sometimes, for nice shapes, perimeter will have some formulas. And I'll give you a formula page in a minute. But for not nice shapes, the formula sheet might not help as much as you think it's going to. Here's me going to fence. How much fencing will we need? P equals, no formula. There's times for formulas. I'm not against formulas. Just saying the formula is not going to help a whole lot here. I draw a line along that and I just highlight it and I go, how long is that side? 45. I already got that. 45. And for you future people maybe going into the trades, I was talking to the construction teacher, and he said most students don't know that one little slash means feet. Yes? And I understand why. We don't deal with it all the time, but I'm going to start to use it more to try to help him out if you happen to take construction. And two of them would means inches. Yeah, okay. Then, continuing with the highlight method, this side, how long is that side? 33. Mr. Todd, why are you asking me how long that side is? It's written right there. I promise I'm warming up for something because there's a side coming that's a bit of a problem. Yeah. This one here. How am I going to do that one there? They didn't label. Mr. Todd, you forgot to put one of the labels on the diagram. Did I forget? No. This one's 45. This one's 36. So if I subtract them, I can get the length of that side. So sometimes all the information isn't given to you. You're going to have to use other information to find it. But there's the 9. What's the next one? As I go around the outside of this yard. How much is this one? 15. Then there's a, and then a 36. And what's the last one? Oh, take the 33, subtract the 15. Anyone got their calculator there? What's 33 minus 15?
17.
Close. That's good. 18. So now the perimeter, well, now your calculator can help you punching all those in. So I get 78, 87, 102, 138. I get 156. Does anyone have their calculator there to see if Mr. Todd's losing it or not? Put the phone away, please. I'm tired of telling you. 156. I did okay. I did okay with my mental math. On a, is it Wednesday? Wednesday.
Maybe get a bandage.
I think a bandage or a Band-Aid? No, bandages are bigger. Yeah, bandage is like, oh, I'm ripped right open here. I'm bleeding everywhere. A Band-Aid's like, oh, I got it out here. I'm not so hurt a little bit. Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, this part you might not have seen before. In other classes, you might have found perimeter, but now we're going to go to the store and get ready to build this fence. I've done this a couple of times in my life. Building fence. If anyone asks you to build fence, it's pretty fun. Laying tile. That is a pain. Putting up a fence is pretty good. Fence is sold in sections. It will cost $10.44 per 8-foot section. How much will it cost to fence the yard? How many 8-foot sections am I going to need? What do I got to do with the number 156 divided by 8? How many sections? Peter says, well, take the 156 and divide it by 8. and pump that in your calculator. And I get, well, can someone check for me? 176, 9, 80 plus 72 is 150. Is it right? 19.5. So off you go to, what store would you go to for this? The bulk barn to get snacks so that we're not hungry as we're doing our work. Canadian Tire does not sell lumber. Home Depot. Or Lowe's, now called Rona. And you walk in and you go down and say, I need, how many sections would you order?
19.5.
You would not.
6.
How many sections would you have to order?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
If you say, I want 19 and a half sections, what are they going to say? I'll give you another example. Say I go to the store, the grocery store, and say, can I have 19 and a half oranges, please? They're going to be like, no, you cannot. What can you have?
20.
20. You're going to have to order that 20th section. I got news for you if you ever build a fence. 20 is probably not going to do it. You're going to mess up one of them. One of these sections is going to be slightly too long. You have to cut it off. You probably need more than that, actually.
Don't you get like 4 more than what you need?
There's no good guide. You have to sort of guess. And sometimes you have to return the extra. Yeah? But we'll just pretend this is going to work out, okay? So we need 20. And how much is each section? $10.44. There is no way they are $10.44 anymore. They're more like $100 now for a fence for each section. Like it's got out of hand. Yeah, like it's crazy now. Anyways, we'll pretend it's $10. Can I do this in my head? 2088. 2088. $208.80. Joe, are you on the calculator? How did I do? So before you went to Home Depot or Lowe's, you multiplied this and you got 208, and you went to your piggy bank and you emptied it all out and you counted out all your change and you brought $208.80. You want to tell me why that's not going to work out? $208.80 is not going to do it. Tax. To add the tax, multiply by, does anyone know the magic number? 0.13 will get the tax and you could add it on. That works and you can totally do that. So I'm going to say or 0.13 and add. You may do 0.13 and add it on, but there's a better number that will just give the final answer. Devin, what's the better number? 1.13. It says take the whole price. Take one. I want one of them. And then I want 13% more. If anything, what you're really doing is multiplying by 113%. I got to pay for the whole thing and then 13% more. So including tax, then I got to go 208.80. Put the phone away. Away. In your pocket, gone. When I'm teaching, no stories, no nothing, zero. I get 235, 944, but he's right. They're going to say 235.94. And actually, nowadays, the pennies, like if you go to pay with cash, they're going to charge you 235.95. Yes, but if you use your debit card, they're going to charge you 235.94. Pennies are we only use pennies if you're doing electronic. You know, okay, it's not really a lesson on those things, but that's the whole deal. Okay, how's it going? You have any questions about that? No. Should be mostly pretty good stuff. It might be brushing the rust off it, you know, but you should have mostly seen that before. Do you need more time? More time? We're okay? James wants to put a putting green in his backyard. He needs to resod, lay new grass. Have you ever seen what sod is? Sod comes in a roll. It's a roll of grass. And you just roll it out, and as long as you water it, all the grass is done in your lawn. Good chance you won't care about this at all until you buy your own house. And then you really care. You want the grass to look beautiful. You want your house to look beautiful. Anyways. Calculate the area of the yard. Well, now's the time for the formula sheet because many people at this point are like, I don't remember the formulas for these. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna wait on that. Just hold on. Side times side. Except, what's this shape called?
Split it into two different shapes.
She's got the perfect plan. She says split it into two different shapes. And there's two choices of where to split it. It doesn't actually matter. You'll get the same answer either way. Which way did you split it? You both, she went to three different shapes. You can do that, but I'm going to go to two different shapes. I'm just going to dot a line across there and say, I'm going to find the area of that rectangle. I'm going to add the area of the other rectangle. So, area equals, what's the formula, or what do you do to find area of just a rectangle? I know there's other shapes out there. We'll get to them in a minute, but in this answer, we're just doing rectangles.
Length times width.
Right, length times width. So I got to do length times width of the first shape plus length times width of the second shape. And I've just wrote little ones and twos down there to go, there's two different shapes there. That's all. That's all. That's all the ones and twos mean. I don't mean the number one and the number two. I mean first shape, second shape. So first shape, what's the length and width of the first shape? I'm doing this one up here. What's its length? 18. Its width?
425.
Okay, so for rectangles, pretty straightforward here. 18 times 45. And then the other one that I chose, 15 by 9. 15 by 9. And when I put that in my calculator, 18 times 45. You already got it? 810 plus 15 times 9. Oh, you got 810 for the first one, right? Then another 135. So total was 945. Okay, now here we go. Sod is sold in 1 foot by 6 foot sections, all rolled up like one of those little jelly roll. Actually, my wife makes great jelly peanut butter rolled sandwiches. Have you ever had this? She takes one piece of bread, puts peanut butter and jam on it, and rolls it up, and then you eat it like a roll. And my kids love it. They just think it's the greatest thing. They think we're having a special dinner. What restaurant excites us the most? Burger King at our house. We say, we're going to Burger King. Kids are Montana. Oh, wow, Montana.
Every year for my birthday.
Well, they're as excited about jelly roll sandwiches as they are about Burger Kings. Yeah, we like Montanas too. We sometimes go there after the mall, right?
Everybody in my house goes to a different restaurant for Burger King.
Yeah.
I'm always Montana's.
What's the area of one of these little sections, though? What's 1 times 6?
6.
So each of them has 6 square feet. We need 945 square feet. What am I going to do with those two numbers to find out how many sections I got to buy? If I multiply them, I get like 5,000. I'm not going to need like 5,000. Divide, yeah. So take 945 and divide it by 6, and I get 1. Sorry? Oh, yeah, you were giving the decimal, 157.5. And let's just talk about that again. What's going to happen? You walk into Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't think they sell sod anymore. You walk into the landscaping store, and you say, I'd like 157.5 pieces of sod. They're going to be like, no, how many pieces you got to buy? 158. And again, probably more. It's probably not going to work out. You're going to get a bad piece. One's going to get installed wrong. You have to throw it out. You may need more than that. But for now, we'll just order what we have to. So I need 158 times 99 cents. Good luck. 99 cents for a piece of sod? There's no way. It's probably more like $5 now. Like the prices have gone way up. 0.99, $156.42. No way. I don't want you to go home tonight and think for $156 you can buy all new lawn. That is not true. It's probably like 10 times that. It's like probably like $1,500 now to pull this trick off. But that's not even the right thing, is it? That's not enough money. What do we multiply by to get the actual amount? 1.13, yeah, so 156.42. And by the way, that's true in anything you go to buy. Go to buy a video game, PS5, some new clothes, 1.13 always. New car, I just happened with new cars. Oh, the payments are only this much per month. Oh, plus tax. Makes a big difference. If the car payment was going to be $400, now it's $450. Yeah, so keep track of that when you're buying stuff. Anyways, 156.42. 176.75. There's other decimal places, and I don't care about them. Yes? Someone took this calculator, wrote all with pencil, and then used their eraser to, geez. It's not very kind to do to my stuff. I've also run out of my good calculators. I've been lending them out so crazy, which I'm happy to do. But come January, usually what happens on the last day of school of the semester, 5 or 6 people show up and get, here's the calculator you loaned me. So if you did borrow one on the last day of school, please don't forget to return it. Any questions about that? That's the big idea. To this lesson, I've added some other shapes. I quickly added a few shapes to this lesson so that you'd be ready for them in the homework, just in case you don't remember how to do these other shapes. So very quickly, triangles, circles, and combinations of rectangles and circles. That'll wrap it up. Find the area of the triangle below. Without the formula sheet, does anybody remember what you do with a triangle? Length times width divided by 2. And you can call it length and width. Often in the formulas, they'll call it base and height to try to help people. And I'll give you a formula sheet. You're going to have a formula sheet. You don't have to memorize these, but I'm hoping that some of them are in your brain somewhere.
Even during the exam?
Even during the exam. Always have the formulas. So what's the base of this one? And what's the height? 12. And then divide that by 2. If I put that in my calculator, I get 90. It's 90. Yeah. But what is it? Is it camels?
Centimeters.
Almost. Squared. Because technically what you're doing, friends, and I hope in grade 6 or 7, you did an activity where you went, okay, how many squares is this? And you counted all the number of the squares. Does this ring a bell?
No.
Oh, grade 2. I don't know. I don't know what grade it is. I don't teach elementary. Where you went, oh, these are squares. We're not talking about centimeters. We're talking about little squares of centimeters. Look at the floor. Little squares. That's what we're counting as squares.
Like 300 squares
300?
as an estimation.
6, 10, 12, 14, 16. Yeah, maybe more like 600. But yeah, a lot of squares, yeah. Any questions about triangles?
No, I'm working on the circle right now.
Oh, a circle.
Isn't it diameter?
Area and perimeter. Let's do area first. Okay, does anybody remember? Pi. Good.
Pi r squared.
Pi r squared, yes. I'm happy. You sort of remember that. Here, okay, if you don't remember it, here, let me just come up with a song. A song to remember area. Ready? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area is pi r squared. Wait, you didn't know that rhyme when you were a kid? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear? Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair? What is pi?
Why is his name Fuzzy Wuzzy?
You can use, there's a pi button in your calculator. You can use it. 3.14 is good enough for the answers we're going to do. That's fine. And then, big moment. What is the radius? 10.
I don't have,
What? That says 20.
I don't have pi on my pen. I don't have pi.
Siebes, dubas, duasi. How about these? Uzi? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. There it is. Right above EXP. You got to go Shift,
Oh,
EXP, whammo. Whammo. Why is the radius 10?
Because it's a circle.
Yeah, there's radius of a circle. But then squared. So if you put in 3.14 times 10 squared, you get 314. Camels? Wagon wheels? Meter squared. Good. I'm glad. Many of you are sort of kind of remembering this at least, and that's good. How cold is my lunch? Cold.
I didn't calculate this one sucks.
That's okay, Mr. Todd. You got some weight to lose. You'll be all right. Did someone say that out loud, or was that my inner voice? What happened there?
That was you.
It's okay. Bathing suit season isn't for a long time. I'm going to be fine. Just a little winter weight to keep me warm. Was it you, Peter?
I didn't say it.
Just tell you got some weight to lose there.
I'm confused.
How many more shapes do I got to go?
One.
2.
Oh, no, I got to do perimeter here. Perimeter of a circle. It is called perimeter.
Diameter times pi.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Pi times diameter. But sometimes in perimeter we have another word for it.
Circumference.
Perimeter is circumference. It's not wrong to say perimeter of a circle. But you just sound weird because people are going to want circumference. And the formula for circumference is pi times diameter. Sometimes you see it like this, 2 pi times the radius. It doesn't matter which one you use. They both give the same answers. They do the same thing. And so this is 3.14 times the 20, and I get 62.8. Big moment. Camels? Wagon wheels? Not squared, because we're going around. Yeah, big difference between the two. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely remember doing this last year.
Yeah. You ready to see the one that's on the test?
Uh-oh.
Always. Grade 9, grade 10, we always love this shape on the test. It really challenges people to know what's going on. Here it comes. I called it the fancy window. Some fancy windows have a little arch on the top of it. I've just put a little arch on the top of this. It says find the area in the, oh, did you need more time here?
No.
It says find the area in the perimeter. Okay, let's do area first. Weirdly, area sometimes is a little easier. Weirdly, that area is a little easier sometimes. What's my plan here? I see a rectangle.
2 shapes.
2 shapes, yeah? I've already drawn the line across there for you, but you may want to highlight that line and go, there, 2 shapes. What are the 2 shapes? A rectangle and a circle. She's half a circle, she says.
Divide by 2.
Okay. Area circle divided by 2, half a circle. Do something. Multiply by half, divided by 2. I don't know what you can do. Okay, so we need the length and width of the rectangle. What's the length? 70. What's the width? Pump that in, 2,800. 2,800 horses, cars, centimeters squared because it's area. Okay, what's area of a circle? Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area, pi r squared. It actually sort of works. Just Todd, I don't think you just made up that song. I know. It's okay. Pi r squared, but then divide by 2. What's the radius here?
20.
Good catch. 20 squared. Divide that by 2. Punch it in your calculator. 3.14 times 20 squared divided by 2. I get 628 centimeters squared. Is the question over?
No.
What do I got to do last?
Perimeter.
No. Sorry, am I done with area? Add them together. Area total equals 2,800 plus the 628 is 3428 centimeters squared, and we're almost done. I got to decide, eat my lunch cold or go and re-microwave it. I used to keep a microwave in my class. That was good. And people kept making popcorn in it and stinking up the room. So that was it. Did you see Cineplex's free refills on popcorn?
What?
Is it popcorn or pop?
Pop.
Oh, it's pop. See, that's no good. Now I'm going to have to go to the bathroom 3 times during the movie.
That's always been the case, too.
Was it?
Free refills.
I don't think it was. I think you were just stealing it.
Well, for many places, free refills for drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Well, except,
Well, not Cineplex.
well, except alcohol.
Okay. This isn't going to be too bad except the half circle. Let's do that first. Half circumference. Joe, what was circumference again? Pi times d, yes? But divide that by 2. So 3.14 times the 40 divided by 2. I don't know what it is. I'm just on video. I'll just be a couple of minutes here. You okay? Do you want some of my cold lunch?
No, I'm gonna watch your class.
You're going to what?
You're gonna move my car.
Your car now, is it? Wow. That happened in a hurry, friends.
I'm gonna watch your class while you might.
She stole my car. Half the circumference is 62.8. Now I'm ready. Perimeter equals 62.8. I'm bored. Who can tell me the rest? I need the half perimeter, or the half circumference, plus what? I got this.
40.
No 40. 40's not around the outside. 40's on the inside.
No, it's also on the outside.
No, it's only on the inside. It's not on the outside. Oh, you're right. You know what she's talking about? I don't know. What's this side? 70. And what she's talking about, what's this side? 40s. You don't get both 40s. You only get one 40. Yeah? And then this side?
It's 180.
So, yeah, okay, just tell me this side.
7.
Another 70, yeah. So I get 242.8. Somebody on the case with their calculator? Camels? Ostriches? What are we talking about here? Centimeters. Monkeys? Not squared. Okay, listen, I got this formula sheet for you. And down at the bottom, it's got the circle ones and the triangle one. Okay, it's there. Okay? All there. But it's more important for the volume ones. I try to teach this in a way that maybe you sort of remember them. But you have this formula sheet. You can bring it to the test. You can bring it to the exam. All the formula. Okay? Please try the homework. Especially if you're trying to pop your mark a little bit here at the end. But there's something more to that. There's only 6 chapters in the exam. If you know this chapter really well, that's 1/6 of the exam you know all about. Yeah, so that's pretty good. That's something, you know, it's not nothing. Anyone need more time on the stuff on the board there? Did it work?